I thought I was polite and I even used please, but my boss got upset at me. What did I do wrong? Hello everyone! Today we're going to talk about why using please might not make things sound more polite. Depending on who you're talking to and the situation, using please in an expression might sound impolite and even offend some people. I've been teaching English at conglomerates, corporates, and IT companies to employees, executives, and even CEOs for the last 15 years. And a common characteristic that I've encountered in my students is that they too oftenly use please in their spoken or written English. However, as I said earlier, at times it could sound impolite, so let's look into this further. Here are two examples to illustrate this. Please sit down. Please take off your hat. How does this sound? Please sit down actually means you have to sit down. And please take off your hat means you should take off your hat. Of course, it's definitely more polite than saying sit down or take off your hat, but it's still a command, which means you have to follow instructions. One of the expressions that I oftenly hear from my students is, please repeat, or one more time please. When I first started teaching, it actually made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Now I know better that my students didn't intend to offend me, so I got over it. Let's look at another expression that is commonly used in business English. Please send me the data by tomorrow. Of course, this is direct, loud and clear, and there's nothing wrong with this expression. You could use this among colleagues or even to your boss if you have been working together for a while. However, if you're trying to request something from a client, an acquaintance, or a senior executive, it might be better to say things differently. So how could we say things more politely? Could you send me the data by tomorrow? Could you send me the data by tomorrow? Would you kindly send me the data by tomorrow? Would you kindly send me the data by tomorrow? Would you mind sending me the data by tomorrow? Would you mind sending me the data by tomorrow? Do you think you could send me the data by tomorrow? Do you think you could send me the data by tomorrow? This has a little different meaning, but would it be possible for you to send me the data by tomorrow? Would it be possible for you to send me the data by tomorrow? The key here is asking a question. When you're asking a question, you're giving the other party a choice or an option to think about the question and answer your question. So then you would ask me, do I only have to ask questions? Well, there are a few expressions that I like. I would appreciate it if you could send me the data by tomorrow. I would appreciate it if you could send me the data by tomorrow. I would be grateful if you could send me the data by tomorrow. I would be grateful if you could send me the data by tomorrow. An informal expression would be, it would be great if you could send me the data by tomorrow. It would be great if you could send me the data by tomorrow. So here's another example. If you invited a VIP, a business client, or a senior executive to an event, and you need to inform them about a few things before the event, and you say, the event will start at 9 a.m. Please try to arrive 10 minutes before the event. Please also review and bring the material to the event. That sounds a little bit impolite and like a command, doesn't it? So to change this to a more formal and polite expression, the event will start at 9 a.m. It would be great if you could arrive 10 minutes before the event. I would appreciate it if you could also review and bring the material to the event. That sounds more polite now, doesn't it? So let's wrap up. Please plus the verb does not make things polite at all times. Depending on the situation and who you're talking to, it might even sound like a command and impolite at times. Instead of please, we could use the following expressions. Could you? Would you kindly? Would you mind? Do you think you could? Would it be possible for you to? For expressions that are not questions, I would appreciate it if, I would be grateful if, it would be great if. In English, TPO is very important. T stands for time, P for place, and O for occasion. Formal and informal English should be used accordingly, depending on the situation. Thank you!